Welcome back, everyone. Here, here you are again, and I'm still Jim Ransom, reading poems every Saturday, um, at least some of which I hope you have enjoyed and will continue to enjoy. I'm still feeling fairly healthy. This month is a busy one, what with Punxsutawney Phil, the groundhog who predicts the weather, at least here in Pennsylvania, and it ain't very good. On Groundhog Day, of course, is when he does this, and then we also have St. Valentine's Day in February, to say nothing of my daughter's birthday, which happened to fall on her grandfather's birthday, which also was Washington's birthday. Not sure how I remember all that, but somehow I do. This is also Black History Month. Belatedly, Black History Month is a national holiday, as it should be. For our poetry today, we're going to leave groundhogs alone, but we will read a poem by one of America's great black intellectuals, W.E.B. Du Bois, as he pronounced it. And W.E.B. stands for William Edward Burghardt Du Bois. We need to always have a little humor, and so I thought maybe today we'd have a little black humor, or dark humor, as it is called in a book by Kyle Dargan called Anagnorisis, which is a book of his poetry. We've read some from him in the past, but not today. Here's his contribution to our dark humor. It's actually a joke by the well-known African-American humorist Richard Pryor. Y'all know how black humor started? It started in the slave ships, you know. Cat was on his way over here, rowing. Another dude said, "What are you laughing about?" And he said, "Yesterday, I was a king." That's what you call black humor, and I would agree with that. Well, at Du Bois, we're going to talk a little bit about William Edward Burghardt Du Bois. He was born in Great Barrington, Massachusetts, which was not a segregated community, and in fact, it was in the heart of the area where a lot of white Americans went to fight in the Civil War and were killed there. And it was the part of America from which some white Americans got together a black battalion and trained it up, and they fought very gloriously in the Civil War. So he came from a part of the United States which was not given over to segregation. He attended a non-segregated public school, and because of his obvious intelligence, he was able to get local backing, which paid for his education at Fisk University. I think that's in Tennessee, where he came face-to-face with some unpleasant racial discrimination. And later he was able to, he graduated from Fisk, and then he was later able to get a position at Harvard University, but they wouldn't accept his Fisk credits, so he attended Harvard for 4 years and got a degree, and He later became known as a sociologist and writer on numerous subjects. Du Bois had a long and checkered career as an American intellectual. He spent time in Germany, studying with their sociologists over there. And he wrote about 30 poems, but as far as I can tell, they are available online, but not in any poetry book authored by him. The poem I'm reading was recommended by Kansas poet Ruth Moss, and it's called The Song of the Smoke. The Song of the Smoke by W.E.B. Du Bois. I am the Smoke King. I am black. I am swinging in the sky. I am ringing worlds on high. I am the thought of the throbbing mills. I am the soul of the soul toil kills. I am the ripple of trading rills. Up I'm curling from the sod. I am whirling home to God. I am the Smoke King. I am black. I am wreathing broken hearts. I am sheathing devil's darts. Dark inspiration of iron times, wetting the toil of toiling climes, shedding the blood of bloodless crimes. Down I lower in the blue, up I tower toward the true. I am the Smoke King. I am black. I am the Smoke King. I am black. I am darkening with song. I am hearkening to wrong. I will be black as blackness can. The blacker the mantle, the mightier the man. My purpling midnights no day dawn may ban. I'm carving God in night. I am painting hell in white. I am the Smoke King. I am black. Well, as poems go, that's a pretty heartfelt poem. It rhymes, and it's not one that's hard to understand, is it? I think after looking at a couple of his other efforts that he probably could have published a book of poetry, but this was a very busy man. I won't go into his biography anymore, but it's readily available online on Encyclopedia Britannica or Wikipedia. And I think I would recommend you reading that. Du Bois was a man of many talents, but also a man who made some rather foolish decisions. Sometimes it was probably out of frustration. But anyway, he was a very important and colorful part of American history, and we all ought to be able to say that we know something about him. I would end by saying that he damaged his reputation and influence a lot by becoming a communist later in his life and saying nice things about Stalin, just at the time when Stalin's crimes were becoming very notable. Next, we are going to have a poem by Eric McHenry, who is a professor of literature at Washburn University in Topeka. I'm going to have, except for W.E.B. Du Bois, a program of Kansas poets today. And Eric McHenry is a very clever and capable poet. He knows how to rhyme, and sometimes his rhymes can lead to questionable words, words that are kind of hard to fit into most poems, but you'll see what I mean in a minute. The name of this poem is How to Steal the Laptop of Your Childhood Nemesis. She keeps a spare key in a hollow rock outside the kitchen door. She doesn't lock. Her lights are on. Her Sheltie is all talk. You shouldn't need the code for the alarm, 1, 2, 3, 4, because she tried to arm the thermostat again. You're getting warm. Her master suite smells like a Hallmark store. Her vanity is huge. Try to ignore the fact that everything's a metaphor, that I've let you walk right into it. Blow out the Yankee candles she left lit. Take in the master bedroom. Take a shit. Flush resolutely. Agitate the handle. Refill the soft soap. Light a Yankee candle. Her MacBook Pro is hiding like the Grail. In plain sight. Anyone but you will fail to realize it's not a bathroom scale. Open her desktop. Close her Yahoo Mail. She keeps her recent photos in a folder called Photos. Click a thumbnail and behold her in sunlight in a champagne off-the-shoulder sheath wedding dress, fussed over by attendants. She's 40 and has come into resplendence like an inheritance, like heirloom pendants, flattering ear and flawless collarbone. I should have told you, or you should have known, that she has changed the most and aged the least of all your enemies. Her face uncreased by laughter, worry, shame, or self-denial. Those are her cheekbones. That's her cryptic smile. Those are her footsteps on the kitchen tile. I think that poem is hilarious, but that's me. You may not like it. We can't let ourselves be put off by a little Anglo-Saxon four-letter word. After all, Anglo-Saxon was the origin of our own language, which is said to be English, but many people think it ought to be called Anglo-Saxon. Now, let me introduce you to a young lady whose name is Melissa Johnson. Here's her book. And it got a medal for being a Kansas notable book from the State Library of Kansas, if that means anything. Anyway, I rather like some of her poems, and especially this one called Fear Of. We all have fear of something, and Melissa's letting it all hang out here with a list. Fear of public speaking, clowns, absent-mindedly flipping the wrong switch and slicing off my fingers in the garbage disposal, and the sensation of watching bone ricochet off the mosaic backsplash before feeling a thing. Snakes, spiders, black goldfish. Ever since the nightmare in 3rd grade when a fish as big as my teacher sat in my bedroom chair reading a book with eyes that bulged like tumors, waiting gape-mouthed for me to wake up. Fear of commitment, rejection, feeling defective. Into my 20s because Nick broke up with me in 9th grade, citing my addiction to General Hospital and my inability to kiss. I'd let our interwoven mouths fill with saliva as if they were clasped hands under the rain cloud in August. Failure, intimacy, bumping into my mom's psychiatrist in the cereal aisle and seeing her judgment when she recognizes me. Worrying 15 years after my father's death that maybe he died because I didn't call the ambulance in time. Heights, little dogs, sirens, closed-in spaces with no way out. Okay, Fear of. I think that's a well-done little poem, and I suspect many of us, probably most of us, have shared some of those fears with her. And I won't believe it if you deny it. Okay, let's move on to the end of this thing. And this is it. Yeah, it says right here that I've used up enough of your time, and so I'll be here for you again next week. And remember, I'm always ready for your ideas of what poems to read if you're not happy with mine. I don't know why you wouldn't be. But my email address is jimransom506@gmail.com. Bye now.